Galactic Legend Kylo. Everyone's talking about Rey, but no one is really talking about the effectiveness of Kylo. Now, I know a lot of people out there have certainly gone for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, bit unsure on how effective he is. Let's talk to someone that knows exactly how effective he is. My name's Heinzie, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're brand new to this channel, smash that red button. It is super, super important to help us grow this awesome channel. Now, we've got an incredible guest. I've been looking forward to having a chat with this guy for quite some time. My boy is here today. RAMBAM is in the house. Welcome, my friend. It is an absolute pleasure to have you with us, bud.
Hey, thanks for having me, Heinzie. I really appreciate it.
No, the pleasure is all mine. I don't say that lightly, my friend. Now, obviously, let's get talking. Let's get down into the nitty gritty. Now, I know obviously a lot of people have been talking about Rey, what she can do, her plug and play abilities, blah blah blah. You know the drill by now. Let's get into the event. Let's start with that. Let's get the salt mine up and running first, my friend. Let's get into that. Obviously, I'd love your opinion on the event overall and your thoughts, man. And I've got a feeling it probably ain't going to be positive.
Oh, negative. It is not positive at all. The event was super trash. It was a complete waste of time. Cookie cutter. I have more fun in the epic battles, the salt battles. I have more fun in those because those at least require some strategic mind. The so far Kylo's event, and I'm assuming Rey's event, because they're all the same, just garbage. We all asked for the best kind of game ever, the OG game out there, rock paper scissors. We just asked for that in game, and it's amazing how just a bomb that is. It's trash.
Yeah.
And the art department, super credit to them, because they made something. They hyped it up for months, and they failed to deliver as yet again.
Yeah, I mean, the art department obviously is, there are vacancies, as we're aware right now. So whether that's got anything to do with that or not, it may be for a new game they're developing. It may not be. Who knows? It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. But cheers to the art department. Good luck, guys. Hope you're going well. Now, with all that being said, my friend, now, I'm frustrated, obviously, with the Galactic Legends. I'm not alone on this. They had this in a perfect position, this game, not that long ago, where you could jump in there, you could have fun with gas, you could have fun with Darth Revan with a certain combination, you could have fun with Padme, you could use a few different lineups. And
you could even have fun with Jedi Knight Revan.
Yeah, exactly right. You could still climb really well with that. Obviously, you had to be right up there, pretty OP, with a correct lineup, but they had it in the perfect position not that long ago that it was fun and enjoyable and accessible in Arena for a lot of people. Now, Arena is a big thing. There's a lot of crystal involved. There's a lot of rewards that daily, they help a lot of people, specifically free to play. I mean, we know that this event is not really free-to-play friendly. I think we're fully aware of that. But at the end of the day, now obviously they've released these two new characters. They've certainly flipped Arena on its head, and I don't think that's a great thing. I don't know what you think, though.
So I think that if we had the ultimates unlocked, maybe it might be kind of an equal battle where, Rey and Kylo might, you wouldn't be penalized for going after Rey and Kylo, but obviously, as people have shown or have speculated, that Rey is just far superior. You can throw her in with a bunch of Jawas, you can throw her in with a bunch of Cup and Mace Windu, and her just do work. And Kylo, unfortunately, doesn't seem to be that way. Even after all the extensive testing I've done, he doesn't seem to be that way. You have to have a very solid team. You still have to have relics on your team members. You might can get away with maybe a low gear Wat Tambor, but I haven't run tests on that yet. But unfortunately, I don't think until we get their ultimates, I don't think that they're kind of on the same playing field. But everybody's kind of. I wish that we could still get back to the whole cookie cutter rock paper scissors meta that we had back in the day, or even as of recently, you had Grievous climbing around, you had Jar Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, and Arena was fun because you didn't encounter the same team. Now I feel that as more people start unlocking Galactic Legends, because obviously the event is continually rolling. So, once people start getting the requirements up there, it's just going to be a massive shit show.
Yeah,
So
there's no other word for it. It's as simple as that. It really is. And again, it's really frustrating and disappointing because there are guys obviously sitting there already that are in number 1 and number 2, and I've seen them in my own servers and my chats. They're sitting at 1 and 2, and they're actually talking about having to drop mods just so people can combat them. Now, they're sitting at 1 and they go, you know what, I'm going to give them a chance.
And they have Rey, right?
Absolutely, they have Rey, and it's very, very frustrating for a lot of people. Certainly, congratulations for them to be in that position in the first place. We know the whaling involved. It's just mental. Yeah, it's just insane. but again, I just think it's extremely disappointing that we're even in this position. I think that the good thing with gas is that a counter was found. Obviously, it was a high relic CLS option that could get us over the line. There is no way in hell that I can seriously see that there is a CLS style version counter to either of these characters, especially once they get their ultimates.
Now I have heard. Yeah, I don't know about the ultimates. Obviously, no one knows about the ultimates. I'm anticipating probably at least another couple weeks or so before people start getting their ultimates unlocked. Certainly going to be more along the lines of a month for me, the way RNG is giving me with the tickets. But I've heard that there's counters for Rey involving Palpatine, Darth Revan, so people still have those characters. So maybe if they're high relics, maybe you can go up against a Rey and actually win that. So along the format of a CLS counter.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about CLS actually doing any real work, and that's surprising because CLS has always been kind of the consistent. CLS is a counter for whatever the new meta is for some weird reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before something pops up, for sure. So, there are some incredible theory crafters in this community that, that deserve our thanks and applause and full kudos. I think it's only a matter of time before something pops up and go, okay, that works. And I know for a fact that, one of my own guild mates certainly did beat a Galactic Legend Rey on the weekend in our recent territory war. It's certainly an option with the EP style team. Again, it's just frustrating that we've even got to look at that. And again, the matchups are the thing that scares me the most, my friend. I just don't think that the algorithms at this stage are really got, any sort of effect when it comes to doing a matchup with or without these Galactic Legends, which I think needs to be addressed. I think that GAC, you've got to be matched up Galactic Legend versus Galactic Legend. I think Territory War, you've got to have even Galactic Legends on either side or not match up with them at all. There are mismatches already in one territory war, let alone a lot more to come. And I think that's certainly going to pose an issue down the track. I think that there needs to be some type of adjustment to the matchmaking algorithm to allow for that. I don't know what you think, but I think that's just something that has to be considered.
No, yeah, I 100% agree there, Heinze. Territory Wars and Grand Arena specifically have always had a problem with matchmaking. We've seen it countless times where, guilds and Territory Wars will go up against, a 40, 50 mil higher guild GP than they will for some weird reason. We've seen it before where, a 4.7 mil GP account will face off against a, over 6 mil GP account in Grand Arena. And it's just, the odds are stacked against you at that point. Now, if you're able to overcome those odds, more power to you. Not a lot of people can say that.
Correct. And that's the thing. People are just going to put these characters on the front row in both of those types of PvP environments, and they're going to get the win. It's as simple as that. Yeah. They can chuck trash behind it. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. We got that on the front row. You're just not going to beat it. It's just really, really frustrating at this stage. But anyway, we'll move on. Now, obviously, there's been massive talk about how plug and play, as you said, Rey is. But it's not all lost for our man Kylo. Now, obviously, congratulations. Let's start with that, my friend. Now, you have obviously unlocked Galactic Legend Kylo Ren, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Congratulations on your effort. That is an enormous job. You have done very, very well. So again, lots of love to you from this side of the pond, my friend. That's closer to Rey than Kylo at this stage myself. But again, I think the whole idea of this video is to give people some hope. Obviously, if you have gone hard for your first order style team, and obviously for Kylo, Galactic Legend Kylo, that not all is lost.
Yeah, no, and as you'll see in the footage today, Galactic Legends Kylo can decimate Rey on offense, decimate. I mean, she doesn't stand a chance. I had a 100% win rate against Rey. The only team that really gave me a struggle, and it all comes down to RNG, and it was about a 70-75% win rate, was the gas team. And there is a different iteration that I'll show you in the footage today as well of a gas team up against a Kylo Ren, not full first order team. And I had a 100% win rate with that team.
Well,
it still comes down to the wire, still comes down to Kylo, maybe the, one or two other players in that squad, but I never lost a battle with that iteration.
Fantastic. And that's what people want. People want hope that if they've invested a stupid amount of resources, and it is a stupid amount of resources, we all know that, that certainly that it's not going to be a waste. I think that that's something that needs to be addressed and shown to a lot of people. So with that in mind, my friend, let's bring up the footage. Let's get into it now. Now, obviously, we're going to start this in a second. Here we go. All right, so we're going to hit the play button now on this, my friend. This is where we're at. Now, we're starting on the first battle right now. We've got your man Kylo here. Obviously, you've got Hux. You've got, as I call him, the Tomato Trooper. You've got, of course, the First Order Stormy as well, and an officer in this lineup. Now, you're going up against a gas team, my friend, and early on, you're wiping some clones out pretty hard.
So I did learn from my testing, and this was after several battles. You want to stun gas first. 100% you want to stun gas. Immediately swap turn meter with Kylo. You want First Order Officer and Hux to be your fastest among the team. You want to stun Kylo or gas, swap turn meter, do an AOE. That's going to get rid of all the protection, right? Unless your gas is modded with a lot of defense. Those are only the gas teams that really came up with a lot of struggle.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to do an AOE after that, because the problem is you're going to do an AOE, you're going to trigger 5's Savior.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to go after 5's first. Take out 5's first, whatever you can. Usually a basic will work with the amount of siphon that you'll have.
Yep.
And then you go ahead and do another AOE. By that time, gas is going to stand up. If you can time it right, gas is not going to have full protection. It's going to make your battle a lot easier at the end.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, it just comes down to if gas is going to miss attacks. Now, keep in mind, Kylo is going to siphon that mastery from them. So as Kylo is siphoning the mastery, he's also siphoning their accuracy.
Yes.
Right. So gas is going to miss things that he wouldn't normally miss. And because of that, if he can miss something and not increase Kylo's cooldowns, it's a win from there.
Yeah. Absolutely. We've obviously just quickly, we've seen, of course, the Darth Revan lineup now.
Not even a chance.
Yeah, you just ripped out a new one. It's as simple as that. There's no other word for it. You really don't need to go to too much effort in regard to ripping that apart. But Padme is obviously a whole different story. That is a little bit trickier, and again, it can go down the wire if you're not careful.
In my testing, never had that experience. He just decimates, as you're watching right now, decimated Kylo or Padme. The only problem is obviously the assist give the stacking protection up to Padme, but eventually Kylo is just going to get too much siphon. He's going to overpower Padme and just one shot her at some point.
Gotcha. No, it's crazy. Again, I got confused for a second there, mate. I apologise. We were right talking about gas. It's been a long day. So obviously
okay.
Moving on through this, obviously we will very soon get to a battle against, and this is where I got confused actually, obviously Galactic Legend Rey. There'll be a few matchups with that as well. But Padme, obviously you're going straight after, obviously. It just rips Kenobi apart. It's brilliant. Kenobi, as we know, is just such an annoyance.
There goes Padme right there. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You obviously, the trick I did find is you want to get rid of either Padme or Anakin as much as possible. In my opinion, get rid of Anakin first, because all that bonus turn meter, all that massive damage he's going to do is just going to rip apart the team and ultimately rip apart banners if this is something that you're looking for using in Grand Arena. Got
it. We're into the Rey battle now. Obviously, you're up against the the very, very popular team, you'd probably call it at the moment. Obviously, with the two heroes, Poe and Finn, and of course Chewie and Kenobi chucked into the mix there as well. Again, pretty solid, but your win rate against these guys with your lineup is pretty good. We need to tell everyone that the other characters, of course, the supporting cast, you'd call it, in the First Order team you've got, they're all at the Relic 5 level. So obviously it's the conditions you need just to unlock this event. So you haven't made them all Relic 7. We just want to make people aware of that as well.
Yep, the only person that's Relic 7, and not all these battles are Relic 7 Kylo, but the only person that is Relic 7 in this team is Kylo. The trick for the Rey team with the specific Chewie and GK team lineup, you obviously want to take out Finn as quickly as possible. Problem is Chewie is most of the times, especially if you mod him right, he's going to target Finn as that guard.
Yeah, God.
Which means you cannot stun him even with Kylo's unresistible stun. So you want to take out Chewie first, then immediately shift focus to Finn.
To Finn straight
away. And
away.
then the rest of them are just going to come down as they fall. Rey is usually going to be the last one standing. And then Kylo versus a Rey is just an insanely easy battle. You will overpower and she cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Obviously, Rey, as the plug and play, the supporting cast around her, obviously, for the survivability is paramount. Once you lose that supporting cast, she's certainly vulnerable. The trick is breaking through to that point in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, obviously, just looking through the footage that you've got here, it is just... He's brutal. He really is brutal. He's great. His AoEs obviously do a lot of damage. Rey's just ripping through there. She just ripped through the Stormy, but obviously he's got the Taunt anyway, so that's fine. He's the least of the concern.
Look at that. Look at that against Kylo or against Poe. I just one-shot Poe with ease.
It's just incredible. It really is. Obviously, yeah, we've left Finn to last on this one, though, bro.
We did left Finn on last on this one, and it was just because he had the damage immunity. He still had the guard. Chewie didn't fall down in time. It was a whole different iterations. You're going to have to kind of think on the fly in these battles. But look at that. Rey's gone, and game, set, match.
Yeah, it's just brilliant. It really is. And again, it's good to see. I know that a lot of people have obviously invested, as we said, a lot into Kylo, and they're concerned that they're just not going to get the result out of him against a lot of these Galactic Legends team. And I think it's important for people to know.
Here we're coming against a Padme or a Rey team with R2 and Holdo.
Yeah.
And this is worth mentioning. This is the top Kraken in my arena shard. This guy, full Relic 7, gold mods across the board, every Zeta. The only thing he's missing on this entire team is the ultimate ability on Rey.
Yeah.
Right. And this team still just decimates it. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here, if I'm just sitting here moseying around or whatever, wasting time. But you know what? Maybe I'm trying to figure out my game plan. But look at this. It's just, they're falling. They're falling like rocks to Kylo with this lineup. It's insane. Look at that. Another AoE because you're going to reset cooldowns.
Yep.
The entire team's gone.
Yep.
The entire team is just
wiped out. And that's it. And that's the thing, as we said, once you get her down to, herself and maybe one other one, she's certainly vulnerable, and then you can just obviously attack immediately, and obviously just take her out of the picture. I mean, Holdo's not going to do any damage here against anything to do with this team. She's just a sitting duck. It's as simple as that. Yep. So all of a sudden you got a 3-on-1, you've got your advantage up and running, you've got Kylo starting to do his business, and again, it's just a matter of time before you basically going to tear through a solo Rey on her own.
And that's the thing, is Kylo's stealing all this mastery. The longer the battle goes on, Kylo is stealing this mastery, causing Rey to hit even less than she would normally. Yeah.
It's like the force drain. It really is obviously a force drain style. So it's just magnificent how obviously Kylo's doing the business. So for anyone out there that obviously has gone after Kylo, don't stress.
Easy win there. And huge shout out while I'm at it. Huge shout out to my one of my Shard Chat, or not Shard Chat members, Discord members, Roxor. Roxor is a great theory crafter guy. He helped me out with the mods a lot. Gave me the idea for this team. Huge shout out to him. I probably could not have done it without him. I had mods kind of what I was thinking along for Kylo, and so some of the mods, look at this, he's just decimating a Grievous team. Grievous team is no worries at all.
Honestly, it's just like Swiss cheese. It really is. It's just absolutely destroying it, which is great. I mean, Grievous is just can be annoying. I mean, it can be.
He can be, yeah.
It can be, especially with the relics. He's just really stepped up really well. It's definitely probably the most performing team once the relics have come into play. Definitely the most advantageous.
Right. So his mods, For Kylo, obviously I said before, you want First Order Officer, you want Hux to be the fastest on the entire team.
Yep.
You want Stormtrooper to have as much protection as humanly possible because he's just going to take those hits like a champ.
Yeah, just a brick
Obviously,
wall.
everybody knows how to mod Sith Trooper. You want him for offense, crit damage, crit chance because he's just going to be calling in those assists. He's going to be doing just destructive work for that team. Kylo, you want him offense and health. You don't need speed. Obviously, he's one of the fastest characters in the game. You stack 15, 20 speed, and he's faster than every character in the game with the best mod set. So he doesn't really need the speed. Offense will help out drastically against his battle for gas because obviously gas, you can't really crit or you don't want to crit on gas. But offense, and I think I went for a health set on him just to kind of keep him survivable. I think Kylo has about 115, 120,000 health, over like I think 11,000 offense. So it's just massive amounts of offense that Kylo's pushing out.
Yeah, it's just mental. It really is, isn't it? It's great.
Yeah,
I feel actually quite afraid for Jedi Knight Revan in this case, man. It just when he stands there side by side, you think, dude, you're gone. You don't even know it yet, but you're gone.
And I was worried a little bit about the whole we're going up against Geonosians now. I was worried a little bit about the whole saber mechanic. Maybe that might trigger it up. That didn't have any effect. I still just crushed him. The reason being is because Kylo, if he kills somebody on the team, he has a no revive mechanic, so they can't be revived anyways. Look at that, Geonosians were gone in less than 30 seconds.
It's just magnificent. I mean, don't get started on the bugs, man. They're again with
and here relics. We go, just a little fun team, just to show, Jawas, they might think they're all big and bad, but look at that, 1 second and they're gone.
We'll move on.
So here's another gas team. In this iteration, I actually found to be 100% effective. The other iteration that I tried was only about 70-75% effective, and that was the full First Order team. Obviously, this team is not going to be great to use in Grand Arena because you're taking too much away from every other team out there. But for Squad Arena, this is a viable option against gas. You have your crew, you have your Geonosian Brute Alpha with the Brute Alpha, whatever.
Taking all the hits.
You've got Malik and you've got Thrawn. Wat Tambor also works in place of Thrawn, but I found Thrawn to be just a little bit more effective because of the whole fracture mechanic and mainly the turn meter swap. But I never lost a battle going up against this specific lineup of gas with this specific lineup that I was running with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I think Thrawn is obviously, as we know, he is just probably one of the best plug and play characters that has been created. Still so useful after all this time. We're even using him at this point with a brand new character, and we can just drop him in there and he just makes things work. That is probably one of the best characters mechanic wise that's probably been made in this game.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, look at this. I'm already taking out the rest of the team. Rex is trying to stand there and do something, but I don't know what he's doing. Gas stands back up. He's gonna hit Kylo, but ultimately I'm gonna get the advantage because he's gonna get that fear. And here you go, it's a win.
It's all over. It's just
it's close. It's close battles. Don't get me wrong, but I never lost with that lineup, so that is worth noting.
It went down to the line, but every time you tried it, it smashed it. Simple as that.
Exactly. I did find further success with the First Order lineup overall. And I think that's going to be a better squad to run in Grand Arena because you're not taking anything away from crew. You're not taking anything away from Darth Revan, Palpatine, nothing. But for Squad Arena, the Brute Alpha team and the Thrawn team, Malik, that I think is going to be a much better lineup. Yeah.
No, and I think obviously, the consistency is the key, isn't it? I mean, you need something that you can just walk in and know using that character, it's just going to, perform.
And it is worth noting, people did find struggle against Kylo Ren on offense using, gas against the Malik and the Thrawn team that I just showed you.
Yeah.
They did find struggle against it. The First Order team easily cleaned up against gas. Not a big deal. It all comes down to RNG and how you play it. And obviously the AI is never going to play it right. Huge shout out, by the way, to my Shard Chat member, Garn. This guy showed me this whole lineup with the Brute Alpha team, tested it, worked with it, and it was just super impressive. And like I said, hasn't lost a gas battle yet in my in my testing.
Magnificent theory crafting. I mean, we need to obviously acknowledge those that obviously have come up with some magnificent concepts that you wouldn't even think of. So it's certainly a great thing. And as we said before, there are just some incredible people in this community that just come up with ideas and you think,
100%.
Where did you get this from?
Stunned, and there goes gas.
Yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant. It really is, and this is the thing. It's still one-on-one, but it's the one-on-one side that you want, and it just rips it apart every time. Obviously, Gas has been doing that for some time. Quite often, even in mirror matches, it comes down to one-on-one recently, but it's nice to have something that consistently will just get you over the line every time.
And if you can manage to take out Gas with a first order Kylo Ren team, then that also allows you to save your gas or put your gas on defense. And that can be the play as well, because obviously Gas is still very hard to play against on defense if you don't have a Gas or a very solid Darth Revan team with like Han Solo or Chewie. So
yeah, and your thoughts on again? Would you be keeping this more as obviously an offense option in something like GAC? Would you be putting it on defense? Would it perform as well on defense, or do you think, look, let's just save it for anything you need to come up against in GAC?
In my experience, I would rather put it on offense, and the reason being is because if you can look at your opponent's roster, obviously, first, right off the bat. You got to look at your opponent's roster, figure out if they have a Galactic Legends. If they do, 100%, you got to save this guy for offense just in case they put it on defense.
Yeah.
If they don't and they have a solid Gas team, I would save this for offense. If they don't even have that, at that point, it's up to you. I feel like it's better on offense just because you can take it up as I showed you plenty of times before. You can take it up against anybody on offense and really just crush them with near full banners, and that's obviously the most important. So
efficiency is the key.
If you put them on
GAC.
defense, right? And if you put them on defense, you're not losing any of that efficiency. But the problem is the AI does not really play Kylo as I've seen before. He doesn't play him correctly. Over here, I'm swapping turn meter constantly with Kylo. That's how I'm able to get all these turns and get all these cooldown reductions and huge damage. Huge siphon numbers. It's because I'm swapping the turn meter, and the AI is not going to do that properly.
Yeah.
So I don't think right now he's going to be good on offense or on defense. I think that can change once his ultimate comes out.
Correct.
Who knows?
Well, we won't know until obviously people start unlocking that, as you said, soon. So obviously at this stage, certainly hang on to him for attack, and he's going to be very viable for attack. I'm inclined to think the same thing. I think that just makes a lot of sense. You're going to come up, if you've got this guy, you're going to probably more often than not come up against either someone that also has it, in theory, or also a Galactic Legend Ray. Just due to the extra power in your roster generally, I think that you're certainly going to come up against it with your top 80,
100% agree. I don't think this is something that you guys really have to worry about if you have, below 5 mil GP rosters. You probably don't have to worry about ever coming across a Galactic Legend in your Grand Arena unless the guy has a super focused roster and wailed completely on Galactic Legends Kylo or Galactic Legends Rey.
Yeah.
If they didn't, you probably don't really have to worry about this too terribly much. You might come across one in your entire career up until you cross that 5 mil bracket. That's when things start getting worried, and you would have to start trying to figure out, better strategies, especially if they had a Galactic Legend.
Yeah, that's it. Once you hit that threshold of that 5 mil, anything's possible. It's as simple as that. We've all come up against it. Oh my goodness, you've seen all of my lineups and who we go up against. Obviously, we try and smash some whales, but sometimes you look at it and go, dude, how do we even match up against this? It's just mental. It really is. So, but that's what happens when you're at the pointy end.
That's $1 billion game, ladies and gentlemen, just bugged and frozen. It's awesome.
Yes, so there's a lot of wonderful investment in it. Absolutely. We couldn't agree more, my friend. It is great. But yeah, look, and again, I think that we really wanted to outline the importance of, I know a lot of people, obviously, you had to make that decision some time ago, right? Which one are we going to go after? There's been some mega Krakens out there that have gone, I'm going after both because I can. Magnificent. The majority of the people that are even remotely close to getting to the stage that you're at, Ram, have had to make the decision, do I go for Rey or do I go for Kylo? I can't do both straight away. Which one am I going to go for first? And I know that a lot of people have been quite concerned after the release of both of these characters and seeing them out in the field, so to speak, that they've been concerned concerned that they might have been obviously, say, dudded because they went after, Kylo and not gone after Rey. Obviously, I think the beauty of it is that you're showing us right here that don't stress, not the end of the world, but we just need to really obviously play it a little bit, more carefully. Might have to go a little bit harder, and again, wait for the ultimate ability comes in, and this guy could just start ripping teams a new one.
100%. I fully invested in Kylo when he came out because I looked at the kit, his raw power, raw damage potential over Rey's survivability. It's just, I kind of figured that it was going to come down to just you having to play a little bit differently, but Kylo is going to be just vastly superior in my opinion. Obviously, Rey is going to be better on for a defensive team because she's going to keep up those banners. She's going to keep up those protection and damage immunity. But Kylo can decimate everything on offense as far as I've seen, as far as I've tested. There's obviously different iterations. There are some different iterations I'm kind of interested to see because obviously Kylo takes away his the max health and max protection from any dark side allies.
Yeah.
So I wonder how that works with light side allies like Hermit Yoda, like Ness.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested to test those out. So I'm going to be doing some tests here in the next few days to see if I can get some footage of that working as well. If that works, even better. But like I said, a lot of these situations are only going to be really used for offense and for squad arena. I don't think there's going to be much of a viability for defense on Grand Arena because you're taking away from too many teams at that point unless you can make a solid first order squad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that if you've got Rey, obviously you're putting it on defense. Simple as that. I think that if 100%. I had that, I would do nothing else. I'd put it on defense on the front row. Done deal. Deal with that. That's not my problem. Good luck. Mm-hmm. I think that that's just obvious. But with that being...
And as I've shown before, you can easily counter Rey, a full Galactic Legend Rey with Resistance team. You can easily counter her, no problem at all with Kylo Ren. So don't be shocked if you look at your opponent's roster, you're like, oh man, this guy's got Rey, I'm screwed. All hope is not lost. You Correct. Are fine. Just play it a little bit differently, and you will be vastly surprised by Kylo Ren's superior performance.
Awesome. And again, we're just finishing up here at the moment. You've obviously done the first round of the Geonosian territory battle, of course, with this lineup. Man, it's a no contest. It really is a no contest. I just
wanted to test it. I just wanted to see how he was going to be used. Obviously, everybody's talking about Rey can't really be used in the territory battles for light side because she's not a Galactic Republic Jedi, so she's missing those tags, and that's really what the teams are hurting right now. But as far as dark side goes, and obviously we'll see when we get to phase 4 how crucial and how good Kylo Ren is, and I'll obviously make some footage of that. But up until then, it's insane. He's crushing everything in his path.
Could not agree more. Absolutely. Look, man, it's been magnificent. I really enjoyed this chat. Again, I think the thing to take out of it for a lot of people is that if you've gone for Kylo, don't stress. It's all good. Life, it's not the end of the world. You haven't been stitched up. There's certainly a lot of still life, and there's a lot of things that you're going to be able to do with this character anyway. So there's really no need to panic at this stage. He can be possibly underrated at this point. I think you've proven that he's certainly more than capable, given the A, correct lineup, and B, the correct mods and setup. And again, we haven't even got the ultimate ability unlocked yet. That could be just an absolute game changer for... Oh, that's a bad word at the moment. Game changer for that particular... For Kylo himself. That just might make him absolutely unbeatable. We just don't know that yet.
And again, guys, like I said, I think that everybody's underestimating him completely. They're thinking that he's just supposed to be as good as Rey, plug and play, whatever. He's not at this point. Maybe with his ultimate, he might, but at the same time, the fact that I'm able to show you that he is just destroying all these great teams, all these meta teams, and he's destroying them with a full first order team, and not only just a first order team, but a subpar first order team that doesn't take away anything from your Kylo Ren unmasked team. I think that's value in and of itself. He's able to, you can use that and to your advantage in Grand Arena and still have a Kylo Ren unmasked team on defense, or whatever the case may be.
Yep, no, that's great, mate. Thank you. Look, it's been a pleasure. It really has been an honour. I've thoroughly enjoyed this chat, my friend. I'd love to obviously have some more conversations once you obviously get in depth with him a bit more. Once the Ultimate's unlocked, we'd certainly love to do that. And to be honest, my friend, I'd love to have you on as a guest of Harpoons and Beer at some point in future. If you would do me the pleasure, it would be amazing.
Of course, it'd be my honor.
Brilliant. That'd be great, mate. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you want to give a quick shout out to anyone else before we finish this up, man? I'm sure there's a few people you want to give a massive shout out to while we're here.
There was one other person. Obviously, you met him before, Austin Scripio.
Yes.
I did run a lot of the battles that you saw here. It was against teams that he put up, and obviously, you can attest to how well modded his teams were, how well geared his teams were. So these were the battles that I got with him in Discord and just said, "Hey, bro, let's run some teams. Here's what I want to do. I want to run this with Heinze. Help me out." And he just put down all his teams that he could and modded them, and there we go.
Massive shout out to Austin. He is an absolute star. Obviously joined us on the recent Harpoons and Beer episode as well, which was a heck of a lot of fun. So massive shout out to him. So, mate, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. It's been great.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Thank you, guys. It's been an awesome evening. So don't stress. You got Kylo. It's not the end of the world. Life is still good. But no, hopefully you have some fun with him. Keep farming that guy. Make him fun. Make him powerful. And you'll still be quite happy with him. Take care, guys. Please smash that red button. Hit that subscribe. Super important. Again, feel free to visit our server. The links in the description below. By all means, jump in there. Have some fun. We will, of course, be doing our GAC battles, Harpoons and Beer, when they come around again every time. So that'll be great. We'll be doing some US-friendly weekend ones in future as well. We'll be going a bit mad with our man Greedon, of course, from time to time. He's an absolute mental case, but so am I. So that's a good little combination. So we'll have a ball with that. Guys, please, by all means, join us. We'll see you on the next video. Have some fun. Be safe. I hope you're all well. We'll see you very soon. See you. Bye.